Alrighty, guys, welcome back to the Say Less Footy Podcast. It's round review time, and we'll be unpacking all the games, the winners, the losers, having a look at the table at the end. As usual, this competition, anyone can beat anyone, and it just continues on this week. Um, some pretty easy wins for some teams, but I reckon a couple of upsets in there. Um, let's unpack the games first, and then we'll get into the ladder. First game at Seabus Stadium, Titans versus Tigers, and yes, I was there. And look, it kind of looked like the game was in the balance for maybe the Titans did start well, but Tigers are always very slow beginners. Um, once Appy went off with a broken jaw, it kind of like started to unravel. Probably about 10 minutes later, Simpkin did all right. I mean, you can see that he's been working well underneath Appy, sort of running some sort of similar runs out of dummy half and plays. But yeah, like the forward pack, I mean, uh, Tino, Mo Fotuaika was huge. Just the forward pack for, especially the front row for the Titans, just really dominated the Tigers. Clemmer and Stefano just weren't making the big meters that they're usually making. Dream Buller was still good, but also I didn't realize when I was doing my tips last week. I mean, I was always going to tip the Tigers anyway, but seeing AJ Brimson back inside, and that makes a massive difference for the Titans. And I think they're going to win more games this year with AJ fit and healthy in the team than not. I think he controls the defensive line really well, sort of like moves his team around, and he's also just an absolute weapon in attack. Yeah, Titans went on with it, didn't capitulate in the second half like I was hoping for, but yeah, uh, Titans with the win over Tigers. Tigers also losing Brooks late in the game. Happy Brooks. You know, I think this is the time where the Tigers can bring in all their young stars and just bring them through. Like, I'm not even sure. I dare say Will Smith's going to get called up. Maybe they'll play Dane Laurie, but I think they're looking to move him. So, what's the point? Yeah, a lot to unpack there with the Tigers moving forward, but let's just not get way down in the first game. The second game, Jared Croker, 300. They did really well. Ricky made a decision to wait and play him so he could do it at home. The Raiders did awesome with it, but Sean Johnson and the Warriors upset the party 36-14. Watani Zalesniak absolutely killing it. SJ on fire again. Adam Fanua Blake just tearing through defenses like just a huge game for the Warriors. For them, they're sort of in that middle part of the teams, like six or eight teams in the middle of the ladder. Sort of, are they going to make the eight? Are they? Are they not? I mean, just the way like their coaches got them going this season is just unbelievable. Like just watching Sean Johnson intercept, setting up tries. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Raiders, they're probably going to bounce back next week and win, but yeah, it's just one of those teams that are just hot and cold at the minute. The game after that, Eagles, Dolphins. Tommy looked fantastic. That's what I can say perfectly from this game. He looked like he was back to, 90% of his brilliant best. Set up tries, scored tries. The Dolphins is, they're still missing O'Sullivan. Felice Kafusi's still out. There's, you know, Ray Stone's in there competing for everything. Like, they've still got some talent. Cody Kareem has been absolutely fantastic. Just the Seagulls were just too big and strong for them at Four Pines Park, 58-18. I think that's the Dolphins' biggest loss so far as a club. So I think they will bounce back a lot stronger next week. Um, the Saturday game, first Saturday game, Dragons and Rabbitohs upset victory. The Dragons tried to hand it to the Bunnies. No Latrell, no Cam Murray, like missing a lot of big stars. But the Dragons just found something like, and the combinations like with Little and Hunt, Sloan, Amon, all starting to work really well together. The forwards were great. Yeah, big win for the Dragons. Benny Hunt, as usual, absolutely killing it. Scored a beautiful little play on the short side to score a try. It was a beautiful try. Rabbitohs are just, they're a top four side, but are if they're letting an opponent score, 30, 20 to 30 points each game, are they going to be there? In the end, I think Latrell and Murray made a big difference without them. I think Jai Arrow as well. Um, Broncos versus Knights, 24-20 now. Wow, like the Broncos won this with a bit of brilliance in the late in the game. Like they're still up there, equal first. They should be blowing the Knights off the park. Like the Knights are looking a lot more settled. Like they're 6 and 7, as I keep banging on about. It's just settling perfect. Phoenix Crossland, Mister Fix It, he's in there doing a fantastic job at 9, and Kalen's looking dangerous at 1. That should be their spine. I don't know where Lockie Miller's going to be, but that should be the spine. Yeah, just Adam Reynolds, just absolutely fantastic, leading that game around. Reece Walsh matching up against Kalen, that was really talked about in the coverage. Yeah, great matchup, especially when they ran at each other. I think Kalen stood Reece Walsh up for when he went through and scored a try. Like those sort of matchups is what kind of makes footy exciting. But yeah, Broncos just doing enough to win. Like you got to if you're going to win, if you're going to be at the top of the table, you even need to win ugly, even when you're not playing well. But yeah, that's what the Broncos did. 24-20. Broncos keep marching on. The next Saturday game was Panthers Roosters, and I thought this would be a very close game. Panthers seem to adjust very well without Cleary. Their record's fantastic. Roosters just straight back into their shell again. Like, there's something going on there. Like, there's just too much talent in that team. Like, I've heard some rumors that they're going to try and bring Mitch Pearce back. So what I think they might do is they're either going to offload Keary or Sam Walker and have Mitch Pearce as that game managing 7 and have one of them as that exciting X Factor running 6. I mean, you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck out of Sam Walker, but whether they've gone off him, if he's a little bit too inconsistent and they keep Cleary there for a bit, that seems like more of a Roosters play. I think they've obviously got Jared and they've got Lindsay Collins. I think they need another just big impact front rower that's really going to, when they go off, that's still going to be able to keep setting the platform for them. I think that's what the Roosters are missing. Um, yeah, they're missing a lot, but like I think that's what they're missing there. Obviously, there was a big flare up at the end of the game with Spencer Leniu and Jared going off, like, and Spencer just wanting to go on with it. Jared having a laugh, like it was just, oh, that was an awesome part of the game. Like it's just people want to see that. There was no punches thrown. There was a bit of back and forth. The boys all got in there, holding them apart. Like it just gets you revved up watching footy. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely love that. Like bringing back the Biff without the Biff. Like yeah, it was fantastic to watch. Moving on to Sunday now. Shark Storm, always a close game. Not this one. Where was the Storm? The Storm gets rolled by Cowboys last week. It looked like absolute passengers, and then come and put 54 points on the Sharks. Yeah, what the Sharks doing? Who knows? But the Storm were just back to their just decisive best. They were just Harry Grant, dead set, the best number 9 in the competition, was absolutely fantastic. Jerome Hughes started running and cutting into the line, which he hasn't really been doing a lot this season. Xavier Coates had a great game. Just everyone across the park had a great game. Like big win for the Storm. Like maybe, like I said, I tipped against them, and I said the Storm never lose 2 in a row. So you know what, they could come out and lose this week, but hey, you know what? The Storm will be their end of the year. I know that much. And the final game, all the way through Monday, Eels versus Bulldogs. I picked the Eels. Yeah, Mitch Moses, big game. Gutho, absolutely just legendary. Just what a hat trick in the first half. Like he is the X factor that that team has and needs. Um, yeah, obviously the Bulldogs are still building. They're going to get there, but they're not going to get there this season. They'll be sort of hanging around the bottom part of the ladder this year. But you know what? It's a work in progress, and there's a lot of good things to like about the Bulldogs. So that's the end of the round wrap. Just flicking over to just go through the ladder, and obviously Panthers Broncos only separated by 4 against Panthers just on top, probably because of their couple of big wins lately. The Storm, even though they're being inconsistent, they're still sitting there in third. The Rabbitohs, they went on a big run, but then they're also been a little inconsistent the last couple of weeks. Um, but sitting in fourth. So I think that's his top four. And then everyone from about fifth to about 13th, 14th, that's sort of like your middle of the pack. Any of those teams can make the eight. Like could be Sharks, Warriors, Eagles. Like the Eagles are making a late charge. What are the Roosters doing? Are the Dolphins going to continue losing, or are they going to start bouncing back? Are the Cowboys? They've got all these buys up their sleeve. They had a buy this week. They've got two more to come. So that's an extra 4 points to come. Like, with those extra 4 points of a bye, they're sitting in seventh. And yeah, I think obviously Bulldogs, West Tigers, and Dragons are going to be fighting out for the spoon. There's probably going to be one other team, and it could be Dolphins, it could be the Knights that are sort of going to sit down in that bottom sort of four. That's how I sort of see it sitting at this point in the year. Everyone can beat anyone. You never know what's going to happen in this competition. The footy is continuing to be fantastic. Oh, just absolute bangers of games every single week. Anyway, that's my round 15 review. I'll be back probably Thursday with my tips going forward, and I might do a little breakdown of the Origin 2 team picks. Obviously, they're probably going to change before we get to the game the following week, which I have a ticket to, which I'm absolutely ecstatic about. So thanks for tuning in. Follow me on Instagram. Haven't posted anything yet, but hey, subscribe, like the video, get the views up, whatever you need to do. Thanks for watching. Say less. Peace out.